And if your gut barrier is weak, your brain barrier is weak. Now you punch through the blood-brain barrier. One of the most common antibodies attached is to the GAD enzyme. Glutamic acid decarboxylase, the enzyme that makes the neurotransmitter GABA. If you're not making GABA, you're going to feel anxious and nervous.
Where's the other camera?
Trembling, you get this inner movement going on. GABA tends to have an inhibitory effect on the nervous system. I use a simple GABA challenge test to see if GABA crosses your blood-brain barrier. It's not supposed to, but if you come back to me and say, I feel really good after taking that, that's not a good thing because it's crossed the brain barrier. So here's the cycle. It just progresses. You have a gluten sensitivity or a food sensitivity. You're irritating the gut. You have leaky gut now because you punch through those holes to the intestine. You have irritable bowel disease, and then you have celiac disease. It's a continuous linear progression to ill health. There's not much difference in the entity. It's a whole process. Now, if you're sitting there uncomfortably, not sure quite what to think about all this, you should spend a few months on PubMed, the online reference for medical research. I've spent the past year and a half trying to understand these processes as a major faction in chronic diseases. You can't ignore it anymore. So here are a few studies in the literature. The first one I have, and I'll bore you through these because I'm kind of boring, but the Journal of Neurosurgical Psychiatry 2007 says enteropathy is present in only 1/3 of the patients with neurological manifestations and gluten sensitivity. Most people don't even know they have it. They wait that long, have all that tissue destruction before they put a label on it of enteropathy. British Medical Journal, only 87% of people who have celiac disease do not have symptoms. 87 do not have any symptoms. They don't even know they have it. This is the one I want to talk to you about. This is a big study. It's from Gastroenterology in 2009. It's a large study. The Warren Air Force Base, they took a nice controlled study at an Air Force Base, right? They take over 9,000 healthy young adults, and they said the prevalence of undiagnosed celiac disease increased dramatically in the United States in the past 50 years. During the 45-year follow-up, undiagnosed celiac disease was associated with a 4-fold increased risk of death. The conclusion of the study, in 50 years, celiac disease went from 1 in 700 to 1 in 100. And those with the greatest mortality were identified as having silent celiac disease. They didn't even know they had it. Why are there so many? Why is this so prevalent? Well, number one, I think is the biggest one, brain processing. And what we do to the brain is in the manufacturing process. We take all the good stuff out, whatever we call good stuff, and we throw it away. And it's how we package foods. It's the farming techniques that have been going on and on for years and years. It's the GMOs that every one of us eat. We don't know that's irritates foreign protein that we're being exposed to. That gluten is found in almost anything. You have to be so careful to read things and find out what you're eating because it doesn't have it in it. When it's stored for long periods of time, interestingly, you've heard of this bread called Wonder Bread? And it's all white. In 2005, for some reason, I got a hold of one of those. And I put it in a little baggie, and I put 2005 on it, and it's still sitting on my bulletin board in my office. And it looks the same, it's a little dried out, but it's just about the same. It won't rot. Food is supposed to rot, it's supposed to digest, and it doesn't do that. People are eating that kind of food all the time.